This meeting and all the meetings of this council are open to the public. Proper notice has been posted and given to the press in accordance with Wisconsin statutes so that citizenry may be aware of the time, place, and agenda of the meeting. Call the meeting to order with roll call.
Nadowski,
Here.
Appleby,
Here.
and Edwards has asked to be excused.
All right, next I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from December 12th, 2016.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Citizen appearances, we have none. Now we'll go to the municipal building construction update.
Well, as of right now, there was, last meeting we talked about final inspection and so forth. Corey did it. There was a few items that needed to be taken care of that he forwarded on the memo. And as my understanding, Corey's out this week, but my understanding is that those items were taken care of late last week. So now Patrick and I talked today, and there's a few things he has to do with the owner purchase materials, because we've got to make sure whatever the city paid bills for, that I've got that accounted for in the contract. And then we'll be able to close it out contract-wise. We still have the one item hanging out there that we have to deal with contract time.
Yep.
So that's the one item, and other than that, we should be, depending on how that goes, it'll determine when we close it.
Okay. Have they put it in a final pay request yet?
They put it in about a month and a half ago, and I denied it,
Okay.
because I told them they weren't done.
Yep.
And now they went and did the work, and then all of a sudden this morning, I get an email at 8 o'clock in the morning telling me that I need to reply to them by 9 o'clock to tell them if everything's ready to go. I told them, no, we're not done.
Yeah. So now
And
they're
then
trying. Now they're trying to rush.
Patrick, an email or two, and called them.
Now they're trying to rush after extending it.
Well, they're
7
looking at getting,
months?
they were looking at getting, on that pay request, the request that kind of came to me was they wanted to get that for this meeting to get approved for payment.
Yeah.
And if there were items hanging out there,
Yeah. Don't worry about those, right?
deduct those off or whatever, I forget how it went, but we've talked here that there's a little bit more discussion to be had whenever it's deemed to be final, and it sounds like we're just getting to that point
Yep.
now, so.
Good.
So the big thing is, on 24 hours notice to get these agendas posted, we didn't have a pay request recommended to be approved to you, so that's why we don't have one on the agenda here, and we haven't had one for a few months, so.
Yep.
Okay?
All right. Well, sounds good. Next, we got discussion, possible action on extending the limited term cleaning position.
Yeah, and I've got just kind of a little memo in the packet here. So you'll remember with this cleaning position, we had gotten a series of quotes. In general, we had a couple of the companies that thought that we needed a 4 to 5 day effort per week. The other part of that was that we were looking at about $1,700 a month for cleaning, which we seem to be kind of high. I thought that at the most, what we might be looking at is like a 3 day a week effort, maybe 2-3 hours a day. And so back then, you had approved the limited term position for 2 or 3 months, see how it was going, but we were going to aim for one part-time person. We would pay them part-time. And one thing I did brush over here real quick, but that $1,700 a month roughly for the cleaning services still required us to buy cleaning supplies, so we still had some expense to take on too. So that's expense that we have with a part-time person. I did tell you that it felt like this wasn't a 4 to 5 day job. Now, we probably could find the work for them all to do, but in general, if you've been in the building the last 2 months, you notice a lot of little things, like stainless steel gets cleaned up pretty good. The garbages are always addressed or emptied, and floors are swept, mopped. Some of that is from the senior meal program. The meal site helps out quite a bit in their area. But the other part, though, is just having this part-time person in. What we found is that she's actually only coming in 2 days a week. So it's not even 3, it's backing up. And like I told you 2-3 months ago, I said if this wasn't working, I would be the first one telling you that I made a mistake and that we needed more. Actually, what it seems like is 3 is even too much. The only hiccup we've had is that we've got white tile coming into the building, and when it gets sloppy out, like today's a good day where it gets a little sloppy, you get footprints coming in the first floor. One of the notes I have in here is that typically at the end of the day, right before I'll get done, And Sharon is here today to do the cleaning. It's Sharon Rudder, is
Okay.
who we hired. She's actually the one who does the library once a
Okay.
week. So we already had her on board as an employee. There wasn't a whole lot to bring her on brand new other than showing her through the building. But what I've been doing once in a while on the weekend, if I stop in or like at 4:30, 5 o'clock on my way out, once everything's locked, is I'll just run a quick mop where the footprints are. I don't have a problem doing that at all. We don't have to pay her to come in every day. But for the 5 minutes it takes, it keeps
Yeah.
on top of whatever we would have got. So,
It's only on the certain days anyways, I'm sure.
yeah, and then on top of that, rather than paying $1,700 a month, we're looking at, it's less than $400 a month right now. So it'd be nice to tell you that it's a savings of $1,300 a month times 12 months, but it's a cost that I never thought we had to pay anyway. So in a way, I mean, it's saving us by having somebody in-house.
Yep.
She's working out very well. And so because we had approved it as a limited term employee, I would just recommend that this committee and this council just, and I put it on here, just modify it from a limited term cleaning position to a regular part-time position. And then that way it's gonna keep moving forward because it's working out the way we thought, so.
Do we have the $400 a month, is that budgeted in?
Yeah, so
Okay.
what we did is I can tell you we aimed pretty high with City Hall in general. We
Okay.
put, we were running the old building for about 10,000 a month with utilities, cleaning, supplies. We put in for 2016, thinking we had a half year in this building, it went from 10,000 to 25,000. And then for 2017, we've got $50,000. So it's really a rough number, but within about 6 months, we'll have a good idea on what our gas, electric bills are, which is the bulk of what all the costs are gonna be to operate here. But no, it would fit within the $50,000 number, and I'm actually thinking that it will probably be somewhere in the $30,000 a year range to
Yes.
operate the building. We budgeted 50, literally it was an estimate. Budgets
Yeah.
are always an estimate, but that really was.
Well,
an
yeah, because it
estimate.
wasn't all buttoned up to really know what the cost was gonna be for
Right.
the winter.
Yep, so, and we're keeping an eye on it, but for sure the money's there to do it, and for sure, saving $1,300 a month is worth it, because the building looks real good. What we'll probably have to do is either rent carpet cleaning equipment or hire somebody to clean carpets once or twice a year, and then we'll take a look at exterior windows too. But 1,300 times 12 is quite a bit of savings
Yeah.
from which to,
Yeah, you're probably gonna
hire
want it.
somebody to do that.
Want a service for that. I don't think you're gonna want anybody,
Right.
climbing up there.
Yeah. So no, I mean, it's working out really well. Like I said, I don't wanna pound too much on that, other than the fact that if it wasn't working, I'd be here telling you it wasn't working too. I'd have been here sooner probably.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'll make a motion to extend our limited term cleaning position to a regular part-time position.
And I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, next I'll make a motion to approve checks 32757 through 32832 totaling $453,559.98, along with the monthly financial reports.
I'll second that.
We'll need a roll call.
Nadowski,
Aye.
Appleby,
Aye.
Next we go to administrator's report.
just super quick. We closed out the year. We're doing a lot of end of the year payroll, paying the bills, in addition to taking a look at closing out these projects. So one of the things we're looking at is checking on all the bills we've paid, making sure we've got copies of all the pay requests, not only for City Hall, but for the treatment plant when we go for the Clean Water Fund loan. And I've got those two yet that I've got. We just gotta pull up copies of it.
Okay.
And then, so I mean, we're doing a lot of the regular end of the year stuff, but as far as a report goes, one of the things that you guys will notice now is the last 2 weeks, at the end of the week, I put together a memo.
Yep.
And the main thing, what I wanna do with these memos is I'm putting it out in Google Drive so you guys have it, but then I've also got paper copies in your inbox, depending on who gets them. But I think what it does is it's gonna allow me an opportunity to talk to you about what the big project of the week was. So the first memo, what I did was kind of recap the goals that we had set, tentative goals for this year. Now they're tentative because that's what we had agreed to verbally. I was just kind of getting it in writing that that's the word verbiage we want. So I touched base on that, and then I went through, not every day, come in, pick up the phone, talk to so-and-so, but it's a lot of, gives you the flavor of who's asking me for what, who am I talking to, what kind of projects come in and come and go. And a lot of times, with that first memo being 3 pages long, basically 2 pages of stuff I did that short week, I don't come through and touch on all those things, so at least it'll kind of get you guys, like the dollar store thing you kind of asked me about.
Yep.
That'll kind of get it out there that here's the types of things that we're looking at. Now, I'd expect that if you guys have follow-up questions or you want to know more about something, just let me know. And I also put a note, I think, on the first one that with these memos, I'm probably not going to get too deep if there's like a closed session topic, because
Yeah.
we've been doing that all along anyway. So hopefully that helps. It's not, and I won't say it's not a diary. I had somebody ask me to keep a diary or a log. I mean, we were always kind of keeping these things. So in a way, this is sort of the log coming to you,
Yeah.
but
So we-
hopefully it helps.
Way to
It's a
capture
lot
the big
of,
hitters.
what's that?
I mean, as long as you hit all the big hitters, really.
Yeah, it's, I mean, pretty much everything that's worthwhile. So if somebody asks me a question on this or that, I think from week to week, depending on how big certain projects are, that list may get bigger or smaller. But I don't know that it means, if it's a smaller list, that means it did less. So I hope you guys understand that. But I'm hoping weekly I can get that out there, and whether I back off on the level of info or not, I guess we'll just see. So I feel pretty good about just putting it together,
Yeah, as long as
sending it
it's
out
not a
to you,
big-
and that way you guys have it, and then that way for sure I know that I sent it out to you guys so you
Yeah.
have.
No, you're just building that as you go through the week, so that way it's not,
Yeah,
really cumbersome. It's more
it's
so.
a little Word document that I'm just kind of keeping tabs on. So
Okay.
like today, I got 7, 8 things on there, and then if something pops up or
Okay.
kind of just add on to it. So the first 2, literally, it's just kind of as the week goes, I'll add on to it, and I don't really sit down a whole lot and edit it to make sure that it's real prim and proper. So some of it's kind of like loose notes,
I'm fine with that.
you know.
I wouldn't get all.
If
wrapped
that
around
helps,
it.
I mean, that way at least you guys get an idea that there's more than. I'll be honest, that first one I looked at it and I thought, wow, that's what I did that week, and it was like a 2.5, 3 day week, but that's quite a bit of stuff that kind of got done too, so it's helpful for me too, I guess. But, and I don't know, once we get monthly logs and memos, I don't know that I'm gonna start just pasting those into the packet, but what I might do is just take some of the highlights and just say, because once the memos are put together, it's basically in Word. I could just kind of paste it to give you a highlight report in these packets, and then we go from there. But let me know what you think on that. If it works, let me know. If it's not, if there's more info you need or whatever it might be, I think
No,
it'll help.
Thought it was interesting to read through.
Yeah, okay, good. And that's all I've got really for a report.
All right. Well, then next we got setting the meeting for February, which I'm assuming we'll kind of set it up the same way.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that at all.
Okay. Be nice if I could get all 3 done right away.
So then we're looking at February 6th for,
6th,
is that how it works? 'Cause
We
usually
would go
would
the
do
second.
Second?
Second.
Monday.
second Monday,
which is, what's the date?
the 13th.
13th, okay. 3 and 3:30.
You gonna do that? Thad, does that work for you if it's in that time range?
Yeah,
Okay. Just seems to work out nice this way.
Okay.
All right, other such matters, do you have anything else, Shane?
I don't.
Then I'm assuming we need the closed session.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll make a motion to go to closed session pursuant to 19.851C Wisconsin statutes. Consideration of employment, promotion, compensation, and performance evaluation data of any city employees subject to the jurisdiction and authority of the council. Reason for the closed session is to discuss healthcare insurance program requests for potential employee benefit eligibility based on employment classification and the city clerk function. If the committee adjourns into the closed session, it may choose to reconvene in the open session to complete. At the completion of the closed session, to take action on items from the closed session pursuant to 19.512 Wisconsin statutes.
I'll second that.
I really messed that one up.
No, you're good. You got it.
All right, roll call.
Nadowski?
Aye.
Appleby?
Aye.
342.
All right, so back from closed session, first item we'd like to take up is, we'll make a motion to adjust section 4.3B1, which is insurance, health insurance for employees. And what we'd be looking to do is clarify that a single insurer will have $1,000 and that the family will have $2,000. That is not currently defined in here.
To the health savings account.
To the health savings account, correct.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
All right, and next item that we had was, we had a discussion on the federal regulations requiring that anyone over 30 hours a week is eligible for health care benefits. So what we'd like to do is make a motion to define that part-time employee at 30 to less than 40 hours that have benefits available to them, but it'll be prorated based on their work schedules.
I'll second that.
That makes sense, Patrick?
It does, yep.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Prorated according to their work schedule, right?
Correct.
Okay, that's all I should be done.
All right. The only other thing we have on there is adjournment, unless somebody else has anything. All right, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
4:18.